Tonight, honoring the fallen. You're looking at a law enforcement procession on the aerial lift bridge. They're down on Park Point right now, expected to come back, and they're remembering those that died in the line of duty.
And as a very untraditional semester wraps up for college students, a look ahead at how learning will happen during the fall term.
Plus, after more protests in Michigan, the state's governor is laying out a 6-phase plan to reopen the state.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Happening right now in Duluth, a massive procession of law enforcement vehicles across the aerial lift bridge.
They're honoring the more than 200 law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty nationwide since the beginning of 2019. It's all part of National Police Week, an annual event where communities across the country remember those fallen officers. This year is a little different as the normal in-person event in St. Paul was canceled. CBS 3's Natalie Grant joins us live from Canal Park. And Natalie, how does this differ from in years past?
Yeah, Tony and Kristen, that event has been changed this year into a social distancing procession, which just completed its first pass here in Canal Park over the lift bridge just a few moments ago. Now, I'm going to step out of the frame so you can see the area behind me here. As you can see, there are currently no law enforcement vehicles that are crossing through the area, but just moments ago, hundreds of cars did pass through this intersection here underneath this quite large American flag held up by two fire department vehicles here. Now, as you can see, there's also a National Guard standing by to salute the cars as they drove by. Names were being read of those officers that have fallen as well. Now, cars, as I said, started driving about a half an hour ago, starting at the deck, continuing across the lift bridge, and then down to Park Point. And then soon they will be coming back across the bridge to make their second pass underneath this quite large American flag here. Now, this procession was originally supposed to be just the Duluth police, but they extended the invitation to other agencies across the state and were met with an overwhelming response. Now, city officials tell me today that more than 100 cars from at least 30 different agencies crossed the lift bridge that is lit blue tonight to honor those that were killed in the line of duty. We spoke to Chief Mike Tuskin earlier today about what this procession means to him and the rest of the law enforcement community.
So the idea came as, how do we recognize our fallen brothers and sisters, those heroes who have served as law enforcement officers? And originally we thought best to do that by having a procession. That way we can maintain be safe, but yet at the same time do something to honor those who have given the ultimate sacrifice.
Now, nationally, 149 officers were killed in the line of duty in 2019, and so far this year, 77 have lost their lives. Now, Duluth has lost 8 officers in its history, the last one dating back to 1990. And due to social distancing, people are asked to stay home and stream the rest of this procession virtually, and we have that stream going all the way until the end on our Facebook page, CBS3Duluth.com.
And Natalie, we luckily were able to see the procession heading toward Park Point just before the show. Really a special moment honoring those fallen officers, and we will surely try to give everyone at home another live look at that as they come back through Canal Park. Thanks, Natalie.
All right, now we'll turn it over to Dave for a quick look at the weather. They had a pretty nice evening to be holding this procession out there.
Yeah, a little bit of higher pressure came in today in between yesterday.
Permits for our region this weekend. In Minnesota, you have to check in and get one. Get a burning permit if you want to have any kind of fire out there in your yard. In Wisconsin, the DNR there says permits have been suspended until further notice, and in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you need to get a permit as well. So that's, people have been asking about the status of burning permits. There's the latest from the DNRs of the 3 various states. Partly cloudy sky tonight from higher pressure, but showers do push in again on Saturday from that low pressure system to our west, setting us up with a weekend forecast that looks like this. Partly cloudy tonight, but cloudy and rain possible for Saturday. Sunday could become partly sunny. High temp near 60 much of the weekend, but 70 is not too far away, and I'll talk about it when it's coming in just a little bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. As we move into the final weekend of Minnesota's stay-at-home order and closer to the new safer at-home order, there's been a lot of confusion about what's acceptable for campers. So tonight we're sorting through the differences because what's allowed in national parks is different than what's allowed in state parks, and what may be acceptable in Minnesota is different than in Wisconsin. They've decided to extend the closures of camping, lodging, and rental facilities in Minnesota state parks, state forest campgrounds, and recreation areas through the month of May. The DNR hopes this will keep some people away and help stop the spread of COVID-19. They do say that daytime access to the parks is still open, as well as dispersed camping in Minnesota state forests. We caught up with one visitor to Jay Cook today, who says she appreciates the decision.
I think we need to be really smart. I'm not sure that this is over, and I think we need to be smart and practice a little bit more wait and see. That's kind of my personal philosophy here.
The DNR says if you made reservations to stay overnight through May 31st, they will give you a full refund via an electronic gift card. You can expect it to arrive in a couple of weeks.
Meanwhile, there's different rules for national parks, which is good news for those looking to camp in the Boundary Waters this summer. The BWCA will reopen to overnight campers starting on Monday. Superior National Forest officials say the decision aligns with the governor lifting the state's stay-at-home order on the same day. Overnight camping had been banned to help prevent the spread of COVID-19. Visitors are still asked to stay as local as possible when choosing a site to visit and to pack out everything they bring in, especially trash. And in Wisconsin, camping is not allowed until May 26th. DNR reps say all restrooms, towers, shelters, playgrounds, nature centers, and concession buildings are also closed. Some parks even have capacity limits in place.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer reintroduced the state's Safe Start Plan, which is a 6-phase plan to re-engaging Michigan's economy. The governor said Michigan is in the flattening phase, meaning daily new cases and deaths are relatively low and transmission rates have fallen to manageable levels. According to the plan, Michigan will move into phase 4, the improving phase, when the number of new cases and deaths has decreased for a period of time. The governor acknowledged the division amongst people in the state, but said the only way to get through this is if people stick together.
I know many people in our state are feeling frustrated. Some are scared, some are angry. That's understandable. But now is not a time for division or for hatred, and certainly not a time for violence. Now is a time for us to pull together. Now is a time for unity.
In phase 4, lower risk businesses can open, like retail and office spaces.
This was not the semester that any school expected to have. With all classes now online at UW schools, the administration is looking ahead to possible scenarios in the future. Jamie Perez tells us about the plans to provide testing for every student and faculty member in hopes of returning to in-person classes this fall.
A whirlwind ending to the 2020 school year brings all eyes and ears to the UW campus administration looking for what's next.
What are we going to need to do here? What are some possibilities?
Vice President of Administration Robert Kramer is part of the discussion of plans to test every student, faculty, and staff member on every UW campus in hopes of resuming some sense of normalcy in the fall.
Don't know logistically if it's possible yet to test all students and all faculty and all employees. That's part of what we want to understand.
Kramer said current testing may cost them about $100 per test. With around 170,000 students and 40,000 employees, it would cost them more than $20 million for one round of testing. And their hope is to do periodic, ongoing testing.
If that is the cost, we can't afford to do that. So what are the things that we can do to get it down from there?
The UW school system is already dealing with millions in financial loss. And even with the furloughs, canceled events, and federal aid, they would still be looking at what could be hundreds of millions of dollars in lost revenue.
We're anticipating that we would work with the state and other elected officials and figure out how to pay for those costs. I think there's a high degree of interest in having people returning to our institutions.
They're also looking at plans to possibly do contact tracing, provide PPE gear, and implement plans to socially distance if they do return to in-person classes. Until they work through this monumental task, we are on standby, waiting to see how this fall will play out.
Things will be changing between now and when we get back to the fall.
The administration will be looking at its budget in early June, where they will have a better idea on what plan is feasible as they move forward.
As children have adapted to their new ordinary, experts say mental health has been a cause for concern. With kids not in their regular environment, Eva Fink, a professional clinical supervisor at Nystrom & Associates, says they have seen some cases of children acting out due to being nervous about all the changes. She blames that on a lack of routine and predictability. But Fink suggests there are some positives that can be developed with the changes, adding that parents should relax and trust what's known as child-directed play. She says if parents regulate their emotions, the child will follow suit. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, remembering the Titans. We're taking a look back at the life of a legendary Northland rocker who recently died.
Normal high temp today is 62. The record high is 88 from 1931. We won't get that warm next week, but could be close for a couple of towns. We'll talk about the temperature trends coming up after our break.
Back on the road. Let's go. Here we go. Pick them up, put them down. Get on in there, get a snack, go to the bathroom. Everybody goes to the bathroom. Just make sure the cat goes to the bathroom. We are not stopping anywhere else. The youth will go to the bathroom. Wait, who's that guy? When do we pick him up?
Through all the world events since 1936, Culligan Water has continued to provide better, safer water with our filtration systems for homes and businesses. These days, as a designated essential business, Culligan's water professionals are standing by, ready to help.
Today, more than ever, you need fast, reliable internet. At Mediacom, we want you to know you can count on us. Our fiber-powered 100% gigabit technology network was built for the future. We have enormous capacity and power and 99.99% network reliability. So even though these are uncertain times, we're prepared. And you can be certain we'll keep your world connected.
At UCare, we've been decomplicating Medicare plans in Minnesota for a long time. In fact, we've been offering Medicare Advantage plans longer than anyone else. Our Medicare Advantage plans are affordable, and 96% of Minnesota providers accept UCare. So if your provider practices at any of these clinics or hospitals, you can likely keep them. To learn the basics and see how UCare Medicare Advantage plans compare to others, visit ucare.org/TV.
For 50 years, family-owned Crenson has proudly been serving the Twin Ports and surrounding communities. We make the vehicle buying process simple, straightforward, and stress-free. Drive away in a 2020 Nissan Rogue today with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 in NMAC bonus cash. We're open. Stop in anytime, or if you prefer, call for a no-contact appointment for sales or service. Visit us online for our complete inventory listing. Crenson, 2 locations, 1 great team.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS3 Duluth. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
After yesterday's rain, higher pressure slipped in today. It built rather slowly, so much of the day was covered by cloud, but by sunset time, it was pretty nice looking around much of our area, even on Lake Vermilion. Here's Fraser Bay. Pete Mikowski sent us this shot. Gorgeous night out there. My parents have a place just that way a little bit, so I get to see this scene once in a while as well. It's fantastic. Tomorrow, the scene maybe not quite so pretty. Clouds are building in, and a rain chance is coming around. But we need that rain. We didn't get quite enough yesterday. We could use a little more. So 30 to 50% chance we'll indeed get some more Saturday into early Sunday morning. Current conditions at the airport in Duluth, you can see that progression of the law enforcement cars on their parade here tonight passing by the bridge. Looks gorgeous. You know, I've got an old state patrol car I picked up a few months ago. Tony and I are thinking of jumping into the parade after work here. See how far that goes. We'll call ourselves the Grammar Police. Anyway, it's 49 for a temperature right now. East-southeast winds going 7 miles per hour. And the air pressure is high at 1,020 millibars, but likely will go down tomorrow when that low-pressure system gets closer. Current temps run from 43 in Ironwood to a big 44 in Ashland. Superior has that as well, but 49 degrees in Hayward, 54 Moose Lake, 45 Two Harbors, and 43 degrees for many towns on the Mesabi Range. Border countries in the low 40s as well. I think low temps tonight likely will be upper 30s to the lower 40s, and so it's not going to be very cold. And it's going to be more on the clear side than anything tonight as that high pressure holds on for at least a few more hours. But a hint that a change is coming is over towards Fargo as clouds are starting to filter up aloft and trying to get towards our region. So tonight, the high pressure system with its dry conditions will start to fade, and that will allow the lower pressure system coming in from the west to come our way with a chance for showers. Accumulations may not be much, quarter-inch or so spread over a day and a half, and the chance of payoff is about 30 to 50%. By Sunday, I think we'll start to clear up again, and then that'll help make things warm up even farther by next week. Once we get towards Tuesday, the 70s are possible. Tonight, well, we're looking for low temps to go about 35 inland to 44 by the lake. Partly cloudy sky in Minnesota and for Wisconsin and the UP with low temps there, 38 to 42. 4 daytime highs tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, 58 to 63. The normal 62, so that's pretty close. 50% rain chance for that side of our world, and the other side here, farther to the west, Minnesota, is looking for 50s by the lake and 60s inland, 30% rain chance there. And by Sunday, we do start to see clouds decrease, which sets us up for sunshine Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And temperatures will run 65 to 75 those 3 days. And then by later next week, yeah, with temperatures in the mid-70s, just might be enough convection from the heat of the day, along with a low pressure system to bring a couple of thunderstorms.
All right, thanks, Dave. From Bobby Arrow to Bob Dylan, our region has produced at least a few hit makers in the world of pop music. One of them was on the cutting edge of the surf scene in the 60s and passed away recently in his 70s. Tonight, Dave Anderson brings us the Titanic tale of Rick Colburn and the Titans.
Now that he's written all of his songs, now that he's sang his voice away.
Rick Colburn of Poplar started rocking in 1962 with Chet Orr and the Rumbles.
Very quickly, he was lured away to Duluth's Titans, the giants of the Northland in terms of rock and roll.
Minnesota Mike Chase is the state's premier rock and roll historian. He says the Titans' North Coast surf sound attracted the attention of the Twin Cities Trashmen.
They were great friends, became great friends after the Titans opened for Tony Andreessen and the Trashmen at the Duluth Armory in 1964 as Surfin' Bird rose to the top charts on Billboard.
Soon teenagers were driving from the Iron Range to Duluth to buy Titans records, and the band appeared on the same bill as international hitmakers, The Who.
Townsend was very rude to me, and so was Keith Moon. But Roger Daltrey and the bassist were great guys.
All these years later, Titan records are now valuable collector's items and still turn up once in a while at record stores like the Vinyl Cave in Superior.
Surfer's Lullaby is one that comes to mind. The last copy that we had, we sold to a guy in Japan. So it's they're internationally known.
Rick Colburn died last week after a long battle with cancer. He may not have become as internationally big as fellow Northlanders Bob Dylan or Gary Puckett, but his upper Midwest fans will miss him.
Absolutely. He was a fabulous guitar player, a great writer, and a real gentleman.
Rick Colburn and the Titans were inducted into the Minnesota Rock and Country Hall of Fame in 2004, which is headquartered in Hackensack, Minnesota.
Still to come on live local CBS 3, a popular Northland fundraiser is going virtual this weekend. How you can still get involved, coming up.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
The saying goes, when one door closes, another opens. So what are you waiting for? Open the door to memories ready to be unpacked. Grow your family one step or paw at a time. Kick off the next great adventure. Turn your passions into your business. We're here to help open the door to new possibilities. Superior Choice Credit Union. This is our currency. Visit superiorchoice.com for a branch near you.
Fleet Farm has everything you need to make the most of your Memorial Day weekend. Whether you're grilling up a storm or growing veggies in the garden, Fleet Farm has hot deals on things like a Char-Broil Performance Gas Grill, just $149.99, and 10-inch Patriotic Memorial Hanging Baskets, only $9.99. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Fleet Farm, built for real life.
Hello, I'm Steve Little, owner of Bath Planet. I want to thank you for allowing us to serve you these last 2 decades. During this difficult time, our frontline employees are following all CDC guidelines to ensure the safety of both our customers and our employees. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 2 years on all our products. This offer goes through May 31st, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. We will also give you a $25 gift card to a locally owned restaurant with every new appointment. We look forward to serving you soon.
The College of St. Scholastica has always been a leader in healthcare education. Online, in Duluth, and throughout Minnesota. Earn your certificate or degree in an in-demand field. Choose your path at css.edu/health.
Northland, when you want the most new country, make the switch to Cat Country 98.9 KTZO.
Never met a girl like you. What makes you country?
#1 for the most new country.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
As businesses reopen, it's important to support the shops, dealerships, and service providers who hire local workers and drive our economy.
I don't know anybody that works at Amazon, but I have friends and neighbors who work at local businesses.
You can help. Spend your money here. Shop local when you shop online. Mini deliver or have curbside pickup.
And they're keeping things safe for you.
Remember this when you buy and support local. Invest in the Northland.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. I ain't going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5 Duke.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over-the-air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez on CBS3.
Carl Antis suffered a stroke 8 years ago at the age of 59. It paralyzed the entire left side of the Angora, Minnesota man's body. But with determination and help from his family, the 67-year-old is making great strides at regaining what he had once lost. That includes learning how to walk, eat, and even talk again. He has also participated in Duluth's Strides for Stroke Walk for the past 4 years, hoping to give other survivors hope. This year, because of the COVID-19 restrictions, participants will not be walking on the Duluth Lake Walk this weekend. Instead, they will hold a virtual walk. Carl and his daughter Carly are encouraging everyone to take part.
It's a big life changer having a stroke, and I want people to know that all the things that you were able to do before you suddenly comes to an end.
That's a big reason I do the stroke walk, is remembering those people that are gone, and also honoring the people who walked this journey with us.
The Minnesota Stroke Association says they have more than 250 people registered for this year's walk. Each year, the donations from this event go toward the association to help provide families with their free services. Brad Donaldson, Chief Operating Officer for the Minnesota Stroke Association, is excited for the big turnout for their first virtual walk.
I hope Saturday is a huge, huge virtual turnout, both in numbers of individuals participating and in funds raised. Duluth is one of our prime areas. They're a very caring community, a very sharing community, and we're excited to have Duluth come out virtually and support the event.
Carl has teamed up with 22 other walkers for Saturday. Their team is named the Masked Marvels. They had a fundraising goal of $500. And so far, they're at $1,300. You are encouraged to get outside and walk for stroke awareness and donate if you can. The links to the event and donation page are on our website. And by the way, our very own Kelly Hinseth will be emceeing the event.
Speaking of Kelly Hinseth, coming up in sports, the Minnesota Whitecaps will not get a chance to defend their title. More details next.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS3 Duluth.
That sun's about to come.
Engines are restarting. Heart is shifting to drive. And to get things moving again, we're offering 0% financing for 72 months and no payments for 120 days. Plus, the freedom to shop and buy online. So you can meet the road ahead with confidence. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, helping you drive forward.
Powerful change occurs when people unite. We unite people to activate positive change, to make lives better. Help us fight for what's right for all: basic needs, access to health care, a good education, and financial stability. There's strength in numbers. Join us and live united. HLUnitedWay.org.
Clarity.
Honesty.
Trust.
At Live Local CBS3, these are more than just words.
They're a promise that in times of uncertainty,
In times of fear, we're here for you.
here to help you understand,
To help you protect the things that matter most to you.
to bring you facts, not fear. That's our promise to you.
We're live.
We're local.
We're CBS3.
Work, school, grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, the gym, to the airport to pick up loved ones, to the kids' soccer games, piano lessons, out for movie night, to hear your favorite band in the city, over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and on last year's amazing road trip. Your vehicle takes you so many places. Protect it. When you leave your vehicle, remember to always take your keys or key fob with you and lock the doors. If you suspect auto theft, contact the National Insurance Crime Bureau at 1-800-TEL-NICB. That's 1-800-TEL-NICB, or visit our website at www.nicb.org. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
CBS3 is going live at 5, focusing on bringing you hyper-local news and weather. Getting the stories that impact your community the most, right down to your neighborhood.
130-year-old.
We're live outside the Husky Refinery.
The city of Duluth is getting a new hockey rink.
A new convention center is coming to Virginia.
Special inn here in Finland welcomes the mushers from
CBS3, live at 5.
Back on March 8th, the Minnesota Whitecaps had just defeated the Metropolitan Riveters in overtime by just a single goal. That 1-0 OT win punched the team's ticket to their second straight Isabel Cup final. But then the whole world stopped. The NWHL season was put on hold, and as of today, the 2020 Isabel Cup final has been canceled per an announcement by the league, where the Whitecaps will not get to go for their second straight title against the Boston Pride. The reigning champs finished second in the regular season standings. They will now have to wait until next season to defend their crown. The NWHL plans to begin its season in mid-November of this year. We're now over 2 years removed from Team Schuster's gold medal at the 2018 Winter Olympic Games in Pyeongchang, but America's favorite curlers are not going anywhere. The back-to-back national champs were officially announced as one of 3 men's teams returning to USA Curling's high performance program. They were also supposed to represent the United States at the World Curling Championships in Scotland back in March before it was canceled. In the meantime, they're turning the page to next season, working together virtually with off-ice workouts, meeting with their sports psychologist, and preparing for next year's Olympic qualifiers.
If you look at going into the World Championships this year, I would have predicted that we would have had a strong opportunity to bring home 3 medals, men's, women's, and mixed doubles side. I feel really confident about where our sport is at right now. Hopefully, we're able to get the season going when we start at the end of August. If as long as we can move forward, and just our number one concern is the athlete safety and keeping them safe. So, we'll make decisions as it comes along for that.
And in some Packers news today, quarterback Aaron Rodgers spoke to the media for the first time since the NFL draft in April. In a teleconference with reporters, the future Hall of Famer discussed the team's drafting of quarterback Jordan Love, who they traded up to get in the first round, shocking to many fans and even Rodgers himself. He said in the past interviews that he would like to finish his career in Green Bay, but the move to get Love during the draft may have changed the course of that path.
And I think, the general reaction at first was surprise. I think like many people, obviously I'm not going to say that I was, thrilled by the pick necessarily, but I understand the organization is thinking not only about the present, but about the future. And I respect that. I understand their focus and their mindset, and obviously they thought that he was such a great talent that they needed to go up and get him. So, I was, like I said, generally surprised, but it's what those guys are paid to do, to put together a roster for now and for the future as well.
With the nature of the world right now, summer sport camps are being executed in a much different way that they have in the past. Obviously, players and coaches can't congregate in person, so the virtual camp is being used now more than ever. UMD women's hockey is in the midst of a virtual camp now that you can still get your kids signed up for. Every day, the camp run by UMD women's hockey assistant coach Ashley Bricklick puts out a video including 20 minutes of instruction with the focus on stick handling. Players can still sign up for the remainder of camp. The cost is $15 per session. We have a link to more details on CBS3Duluth.com under the sports page with a link to sign up. That's going to do it for sports tonight. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 Closed Captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Skin Renewal Center, reminding you to apply sunscreen 15 minutes before heading out for fun in the sun.
Years fly by. Your retirement date keeps getting closer. Rather than spending another year worrying about retirement, get a second opinion on your financial strategy. Let us answer your questions and show you how tax reduction strategies can benefit your retirement. Go to MPPLFinancial.com to download our free tax reduction checklist. Then call MPPL Financial this week for a complimentary second opinion consultation. A second opinion could be your best 2020 financial investment.
I'm Dr. Carolyn Phelps, licensed psychologist. In the wake of this pandemic, many of us are feeling over-challenged and overwhelmed. If you or someone you care about is struggling with anxiety, depression, or any other mental health problem, please know this: getting help matters. Mental health care is essential care, and it's still available. Simply contact a local mental health care provider yourself or ask someone you trust whom they'd recommend. Now more than ever, reach out for help.
Here at the Colorado Group, the health and well-being of our customers and employees is our top priority. Kohler has been privileged to serve this community for over 50 years. Our sales, service, and parts departments are open to serve you by appointment in order to provide a safe and healthy dealership visit. If you cannot make it to us, we will gladly come to you with a non-contact shopping or service experience. Please visit Colorado.com to set up your appointment today at any one of our family-owned dealerships.
We all want to do our part to keep our communities safe.
Thank you for your efforts to stay home, but you shouldn't stay home no matter what.
If you have a medical emergency, call 911 immediately. Our emergency departments are open and ready to care for every type of illness or injury.
If you have a chronic condition, call your clinic and we can help manage your care. Our facilities are clean and safe.
Please, seek care when you need it.
Essentia Health and St. Luke's are open and ready to care for you.
On behalf of the over 400,000 accredited businesses that support our services across North America, BBB salutes those individuals who cannot shelter in place. Many remain on the front lines, delivering essential services, often at great risk and sacrifice, to enrich or save lives in this time of desperate need. Thank you. Eventually, the all clear will sound, and we will begin returning to normal. Hopefully, we will never forget how much we missed our normal while it was away.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth.
All right, Dave, what's the weekend shaping up to look like?
Well, we started on a rainy note and finish on a sunnier one. Temperatures will be close to normal, which is in the lower 60s, although, of course, Cooler by the lake will be the standard caveat, as it always is. Low pressure system brings clouds, and that's light chance for rain on Saturday. Should be gone by Sunday afternoon. Then it clears up and warms up Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. 3 gorgeous days with highs potentially into the mid-70s by Wednesday, and then they stay there for a while. Thursday and Friday, there is a slight chance that the heat of the day will help bring in a couple of thunderstorms to the region. And it doesn't look like they're going to be severe at this stage of the game, but please keep an eye on our forecast. If things change, we'll let you know.
All right, we're going to leave you tonight with a live look of Duluth's aerial lift bridge, which is lit up for a very special reason.
Yes, it's lit blue and earlier today, more than 100 squad cars from Duluth and across the state drove across it, honoring law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty.